Hey everyone, this is Laura. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about Amazon KDP low content books due to popular request. Now, before we start the video, I just wanted to clarify that recently I've seen some social sentiment on TikTok. In particular, people are telling you guys how easy it is to make $20,000 to $30,000 per month by simply making kids coloring book using Canva's royalty-free images. But unfortunately, that is not the case, and I'll let you know why that is not the case later in the video. But just for today's purpose, though, I actually found two books which I consider them low to medium content books from Amazon, right? I wanted to show them to you how serious publisher or successful publisher on KDP are actually making the books or marketing the books. So we'll go through the book title, niche research, and how much they're making in detail in later part of this video. And while I was actually editing for this video, I found another book which is behind me. That book is actually currently making $20,000 per month in royalty. That's before the ad cost. So we're going to go through that book listing as well. So without further ado, let's dive in. Many of you guys asked me the same question over the weekend. As a complete beginner, should you still be publishing a low content book or a couple of low content books? So I think in order for me to answer the question properly, let's look at it from a risk management perspective. So imagine you have $500 to spend for this project. You're either going to put into S&P 500 or you can take that money and make either 2 or 3 low content books. And also, I just wanted to again clarify: low content books don't have to be just like coloring book or word search book. In fact, the books I'm about to show you guys today, they're not coloring book or word search book, but they're still low content books, and I don't think it's going to cost you guys that much to make that kind of book. But with this kind of investment, right, you're going to learn so much about how to write a book title that is SEO optimized book title that's going to help your book rank. How do you get reviews for your book, right? That's very, very important process. How do you make an attractive book cover that is going to help your book stand out from all the competition, right? How do you write the book description that is going to draw your customers in and tell them, hey, I just made a super awesome product and you should buy my book. You're going to help. Basically, when you write your book description, you want to make your customer feel that if you don't buy my book, you're losing something, right? So if you can achieve that feeling when they're reading your book description, then pretty much they're going to buy your book, right? So by publishing a low content book, you're going to learn that process, right? Or even you're going to improve that later because you can update your book description even after publishing, but not the book title, right? And then from there, you're going to, gather reviews and also the A+ content. All that packaging is going to help you learn so much from that, let's say, $500 investment that you put into your KDP business. And then later, you can take that experience you learned, it's very valuable experience you learned from your low content book, and then put that knowledge into your high content book. Because, remember, like I said, high content book actually, looking to, let's say, finance, investment, health and wealth and relationship, that kind of matters, right? So you're actually solving a bigger problem and almost like an evergreen niche that people are always looking for a solution for this kind of books, right? So obviously you want to take the knowledge you learned from low content book without investing, let's say, $1,000 into high content. Apply that knowledge into your future book business. So I think it's really valuable investment. But if you're a risk averse person, then maybe put that money, that's 500, into a stock portfolio and learn more about KDP, do more research, and then really, like, once you're comfortable with this business structure, then maybe consider invest the money into your publishing business, right? Because remember to focus on publishing, marketing, rather than really how do I make the book, right? But also, let's look at the previous questions I raised in terms of using a royalty-free image from Canva to make your book or kids coloring book. Well, I don't agree with that practice because Canva, even though these images are royalty-free, and yes, you have a blanket term, right, to cover the royalty-free images, but KDP has its own rules. So if you keep using this kind of images from Canva without modifying those images and apply that to your KDP book, what Amazon will do is basically either block your book or the worst case is that they're probably going to completely ban your account from selling. So you don't want that situation to happen because Amazon is actually a platform that care about customers' experience. So obviously they don't want a bunch of people using Canva's royalty-free images and sell those on Amazon, and they absolutely prohibit those kind of practice. So that's why I completely don't support anybody on TikTok telling you guys that's going to be the way it is, and that's not. So hopefully I explain myself properly in today's video. And with that being said, let's look at the two books I selected for today's video, and they're not that hard to make. They're also in the niche that's not so saturated, so hopefully that will give you some perspective in terms of how you can make those books and how you can market those books. The first book I want to show you guys is this vision board clip art book. Sorry, just for the demonstration purpose about 2024, but just wanted to show you perspective of what it is, right? Vision board clip art book, that is a keyword, right? With reflection questions. Sorry, this is like on my camera. So that's another unique selling point because they actually have the question inside the book. 600 elements, so that is how many images you have of the small images in the book, right? Obviously, the more you have, the more value you can deliver to your customers. So let's check out the content. So inside is all like this small images which you can download from shutterstock.com. Very, very easy, and also better to do it on shutterstock.com because it's a very well-known stock image website. And when you're making this kind of book, either by using the AI generation figure feature, right? That's cheaper way to do that content. Or if you want to purchase stock images, which you can have a plan, you buy like, I don't know, 100 images to put in here. And some of other images are generated by AI from shutterstock.com, which allows you or ensures you that you have the copyrights of owning those images. Much safer compared to downloading from royalty-free Canva images, right? So as you can see, actually, I'm very impressed with the quality of the paper from KDP. This is very, very clear. And obviously, when you're cutting up this kind of small stickers kind of thing, you want to ensure the quality is great. Obviously, better quality, good quality means happy customers, right? That kind of thing, right? So also, as you can see, there's also kind of a huge array of real life, I guess, manifestation, real life situation kind of thing, right? I don't know how to say this, but apparently it's a thing where in the new year that you manifest, I guess, wealth, love, like you see love, and health, career. See, like this is the part where they say money, bank of universe, and all that, right? So I think you get the idea. This is how they put the fitness, weight loss, etc. So I think you guys get the idea of what to include in the book. And all the images actually from shutterstock.com. I believe is there from Shutterstock. And very, very easy to make. And it seems that they follow a theme, right? Sorry. The first part is health, right? Eating healthy, right? New year starting, and then you have the sport part, right? Getting fit and trying to look after yourself, obviously, right? And then after that, you have money, right? And so it follows a pattern where people, the real things that people want in real life, right? You basically cut it up, put it on the board. By visualizing your dreams, then maybe one day will come true. So that's a whole concept behind this kind of book. I think it's a very interesting concept, and I see people doing that during New Year or moving into New Year, right? So, and also, the last time I checked on KDP, there are about 800 products running for the keywords to advertise for the keywords, vision board, clip art book. So this is a much less competitive niche, and some of the books selling on KDP at this moment were not even during peak season yet. At this moment, they go for about 10,000 BSR, which is a pretty good indication. And I will show you guys the number of sales later on my laptop. But the thing that you need to be aware of if you want to produce this kind of book is that because this is a standard color print, right? So technically you want to reduce the number of pages because obviously the more pages in the book, the more it costs to print your book. And then obviously that's going to eat into your royalty, and you definitely don't want that. But a good thing on this KDP of this niche is that some of these books are actually selling like pretty high price. Let's say one of these books is selling about $22, $23, and it's not from FBA, it's a KDP book. So that just goes to show you that there's the price, the cap of the price, right? It ranges from like $13.99 all the way to like $22, $23. So if you're selling around $23, $24, I believe the royalty is about $10, right? So that's a pretty good indication. In terms of marketing of this book though, number one, I would, if I was to market this book, I would probably put more of a, I guess, spirituality element on this cover, because you're kind of telling your customer that, hey, I'm excited for the new year. Hey, I have spirituality element that you're almost manifesting 10 times more powerful by including something related to spirituality, I guess, right? So that's what people are kind of looking for in this kind of content, I guess, I think, right? You also want to sort of like write a very good book description. So it's like when your customers see your digital storefront, they're immediately excited and almost feeling this sense of urgency that they want to buy your book, right? You can obviously also do some promotion or do a page or do a social media page on either Instagram or TikTok, obviously, or Pinterest. Those are kind of places you want to be on those platforms, because if you're already making this kind of content and if you're on Amazon, why not be everywhere in a way, right? Because this is the most effective way to market your product. You almost want to like build a community around, I guess, spirituality, positivity. So that's the way you can market the book. And, it's a very interesting concept, but it does require a bit of work. Obviously, you want to maintain your social media posting regularly, right? That's number one. Number two is, how do you send a message across to your potential customer? Like, I have better books than others, right? But I think in terms of how easy it is to make this book, relatively easy. Well, as you guys can see, all these images are not hard to find, but you just need to make sure you have a very clear theme in terms of this kind of book, right? Making sure you have the right marketing package in terms of where else you're going to market the book. Make sure you have an attractive cover. Make sure to put a spirituality element. I haven't seen anybody in this niche putting anything like a crystal ball or hands praying, those emoji on the book cover. You almost want to tell people, hey, buy my book, because if you buy my book, it's more effective when you're manifesting your dreams to reality. Okay, so not so competitive book. And so this is book one. The second book I would like to show you guys today is the Small Print Handwriting Workbook. And what caught my attention is basically, you see how they're niching down for teens. So that's their particular audience. And guess who's going to buy? Obviously the parents, right? And then 151 fascinating STEM facts. So you're basically training your handwriting, and also you're learning some helpful facts by writing it down. So like this. Inside this book, right, guys? Inside of this book, you have all this, I guess it's science facts, and then you trace it, and then you write it down again. So this is a very, very helpful and useful book. And I see parents buying this for their kids. And also in here, they have many of this, extra bonus. I'm pretty sure that they're going to ask you guys or whoever buy this book to give them a nice review, and which is further promoting their products or the brand, right? So whenever they're releasing, so basically once they get your email address, whenever they release new books in the series, they're going to tell you, hey, did you like my product? If you enjoy my products, here's a release of my new book, right? as you see, like they also do a cursive handwriting workbook for teens. So that's when you, I think if you're a teacher or you're a parent, you know better than me. Like this kind of writing for apparently is compulsory. I don't know, but yeah. So that's the second book. Oh, guess what? They also do it for adults, right? So they're covering quite a wide range of people, or audience, which is great, right? And when you're making this kind of book, obviously you can, including different facts, more interesting, you can do like short stories, English stories, right? To put your unique perspective on in this book, right? So there are many ways to add value to your book. And in this niche on KDP, the page on page 1, which I will show you guys later on my laptop, there's another book that's selling, I think it's called Sarcastic Handwriting Book or something like that. So apparently it's approved by teachers and comedians, but I'm not sure how real that is. But just to give them credit, right? That book is selling at $15.99, I believe, and BSR of 35,000, which is not bad. That means it's selling. And also this book, I think I saw this on TikTok Shop, which means that when people are buying this kind of book on TikTok Shop, that's obviously a good sign. Outside demand from Amazon. And when people can't wait for the delivery from TikTok Shop, guess what? They're going to look it up on Amazon. So that's how you have the rollover sales effect from both TikTok and Amazon, right? And obviously you need to do some more marketing in terms of social media marketing, which I think for this kind of book is pretty easy to do. And once you have enough audience that's following your page, for example, Instagram or TikTok, then the actual sales or organic sales is just going to happen, and that's going to further boost your Amazon's sales rank. So that's the second book. And also they have all this interesting facts, right? Because it's a science book, obviously they're including all these figures and stuff like that. So very, very well designed book in a relatively competitive niche, but with the potential where you can further increase the sales price, right? The retail price. Also, I think, well, for me, I wouldn't necessarily consider this as, I guess, like a Q4 book. You can count it as a Q4 gift book, but I would imagine, like, if parents obviously want their kids to do well at school, right? So it's kind of like a all year round low content book, and easy to make. All this are basically from Canva. Even like this kind of alphabets, I'm pretty sure it's from Canva's particular font, which you can use, design your book, and make it unique. And yeah, so this is the second book. And later in the next section, I'm going to show you guys the BSR for both of these books and the average price, and so that you can get a perspective in terms of how competitive these books are, and yeah, do a deep dive on whether you want to make this kind of book or not. All right, guys, so here's my computer screen. I just apologize for the screen recording part. I need to fix my microphone, but just wanted to show you guys previously what we discussed regarding the vision board clip art book. As you can see right here, this is a keyword, and currently there are 790 products running for this keyword, okay? So let's come over, let's use KD Spy, which is a tool that tells you how much of a total revenue on page 1 of this product currently doing per month on Amazon, okay? As you can see, the monthly revenue here for the total page 1 count is 40,000, okay? Average price per book is around $17. And as you can see right here, these are the BSR number, the bestseller rank number. As you know, I think there are probably 10 products that are under 80,000 BSR, which is an indication of these books are selling. So on the total page, I think probably there are half of the product are selling very well. And remember, we're not even at peak season, which is holiday season yet. So this is a very good indication. And please remember the average price here is $16. Okay. Let's take a look at the current. Let's take a this one. Then this is the current bestseller on KDP. Okay, the vision board part. And then as you can see right here, currently they're pulling around 4,500 per month, and royalty per book is around $9, right? Which is pretty good for a medium content book. And obviously right here on the book cover, they show you what kind of interior it is. And I'm not sure why they put 2025 here, because technically you won't be able to, well, you cannot change the book title. So, please do not include the year in your book title, because then once you change the year, once you put it here, you cannot change to 2026, so to speak, okay? So this is the book description, okay? And why choose this vision board clip art book? So basically give people questions or trigger point. But I think they could do better with a book listing or book description, to be honest. And this is the A+ content, okay? So that's the another opportunity that Amazon page will give you to showcase the interior of your book. And I don't know why they're actually putting the book cover here. If I were this publisher, I would use this space to showcase even more of the interior of my book, right? Because you already seen the book cover on top of the page, okay? Premium color interior, which we've already seen, but I believe they're actually using standard color print, because if it's premium, that is going to be way too expensive for them. So they won't be able to make any money, right? So just remember the standard color print and premium color print. I believe everyone here is using standard color print, which you can do that as well. So you see, this is a much better presentation of how they can position the product and showcase to the customer, this is what you could do with my book. And we've seen a lot of these images. Almost every single book have similar stuff, okay? And further down is just another way of showcase their product, okay? So this is currently #1 in event planning, okay? And then we come back to this book. I just wanted to quickly show you guys, this book was published on December 13, 2023. But as you can see, right, on their cover is actually showcase 2026 vision board. But basically, this is what you can do for your book on KDP, right? Because it's currently, see, this one's also have about $9 royalty, right? But basically, you can just rank your book, put your book on KDP, and this book will keep ranking for the reviews. But each year, they're just going to update their content. So each year, this is going to be, oh, by the way, I just published a new book. But no, actually, you published this book in December 2023. You just kept ranking. Okay, so this is book 1 of Vision Board Clip Art book. I hope you enjoyed that. All right, guys, so here's our second book, a handwriting workbook, which you can see there are 9,000 products running for this keyword, right? And here's our book example early on. And what I was doing my further research, I actually found this book. Oh, sorry, let me just show you how much we're pulling for this month, right? For this month, as you can see, I'm using KD Spy. Average price for this niche is $9.15, okay? And then they're doing the total of combined page 1, 406,000 in revenue, okay? But remember, the average price here is only $9.15, which means on average, the royalty here is probably about $3 per book maximum. And I do want to show you one book this is what I mean by, even with a low content book, yes, if you're a serious publisher, yes, you can make money with low content book. For example, this little book right here, right? The all-in-one print handwriting workbook for kids. And this is how much they're currently pulling for their monthly revenue, 20,000, and this is their single royalty. But this, again, be careful, this is before their advertising costs on Amazon, and also maybe they're doing other marketing as well. For example, TikTok and Instagram, very, very likely. But I do want to point out here, they did a great job, by the way, getting 548 reviews. They only published on April 21st, 2025. And the time I'm filming this video is only September. So only 4 months, they're getting a lot of reviews. So great job right here. And then what you have here is, you see, like, includes 4 free bonuses to keep the fun going. Very, very good. People love free stuff. And what you can do with your book is you can put a QR code in your book and then put like free stuff or additional bonus that you think can increase the perceived value of your book, okay? So that's very, very common. And in return, once you get people's email, and then you can ask them for a nice review. So obviously, nice reviews, nice happy customers, nice reviews, okay? So that's a game of KDP. But I do like the cover of this book. Very attractive, very bright, like the yellow means happiness, okay? And obviously, let's see, what if your child could master handwriting? Yep, very interesting. See, this is a unique selling point filled with wacky science facts. So make sure, so this part is your A+ content, and make sure to use this valuable real estate or digital real estate to your advantage, because you want to showcase what you have, or additional features in your book to your customers. I see right here, they clearly show people what they get, what they're paying for. This is what they get. Fun activities, very inclusive element, happy parents, happy child. This is what people are looking for, like this kind of vibe. And this is what I mean by, you've got to make sure you put your advertisement or marketing to your customers' feeling, right? Happy parents, happy child, that kind of vibe, right? So this book is definitely a good example for you guys to look at. Very interesting, and I'm sorry, I should have probably just used this example during our earlier session, but I only found this book today, which I wanted to show to you guys. It is possible to make this much money with low content book, but be careful with the royalty. Is only $3.60 per book, and on top of that, you're most likely going to run Amazon ads. Is for sure they're running Amazon ads, and also external marketing, for example, TikTok and Instagram. That's very, very likely, but they did a great job getting the nice reviews. So remember this book, please study this. Very, very good example for you guys to look at. All right, guys, that's it for today. Hope you like today's content. Like I always say to you, the number one thing for you to jump into any kind of business, even if it's not KDP, is to consider the risk that you're taking on. That's the number one most important factor, right? Number two is, where can you get your customers? So basically, by looking at your competitors on page 1 of your selected niche, you'll pretty much know what exactly they're doing, because it's all there. Their book cover, book title, book description, A+ content, how many reviews they have for the page. That's on KDP or on Amazon. Outside of Amazon, then please go check out based on the pen name, right? Check out what they're doing in terms of social media. Can you see them, or do you see them on TikTok Shop? Do you see them on Instagram or Pinterest, or sometimes even Reddit? Just try to check out their marketing strategy and think about how you can outperform your competitor and try to be the number one seller on page 1. That's how you will make the business, right? And obviously, if you're feeling overwhelmed, I understand. This is a process, and this is not a get rich quick scheme like everyone says on TikTok. And I think it's pretty horrendous that they're telling people just by selling Canva stuff, then you're going to make $20,000 per month. That's not true, okay? But just don't fall for the trap. That's what I would say to you. Okay, so if you enjoy my content, then please subscribe, give me a thumbs up for this video, and let me know your comment in terms of what kind of challenges you have in KDP, and how can I help in the future videos, which I'm going to get into some other really important factors on the KDP journey. Okay, thank you for watching, and see you next time.